That's where isolation takes you. If that's you tonight, listen up. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. That night I answered the phone. I was it I was helped. It was my friend. He said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No." He didn't judge me, try to fix me or reprimand me or any of those things. He didn't even preach to me, right? He just listened, and that's all I needed was someone to listen to me. And somewhere in that moment, the tunnel vision, it just broke. It just went away. The darkness loosened its grip just enough for me to breathe again. And before that night, that man that called me wasn't in my life. He wasn't my best friend, but he is now. And that friendship, well, it didn't happen by accident. It was cultivated like a garden. I'm William Gill. This is Rescue the One. Today we're talking about one thing that saved my life and will save your life. And the one thing most men are starving for, and that is relationships. Jim Rohn, one of the greatest thinkers on development who ever lived, wrote a book called The 12 Pillars. And in this book, there's a chapter that called The Gift of Relationships. Man, get the book. And in that chapter, he used a gardening analogy to, to actually help people, to help men, to help me. He compares building relationships to tending garden. Here's the thing about a garden. It's hard to grow, right? No scientifics to that, right? A garden takes three things to exist: time, effort, and imagination. If you neglect your garden for a week or more, the weeds will definitely show up. If you neglect it for a month or more, you'll lose it completely. It's lost. Relationships work the same way, and most of us are walking around with gardens full of weeds, wondering how there's not a good result in my life. How come there's no growth? Why don't I have friends? And that is because of these three elements. The first one is time, the first ingredient in this, and it's very important. Jim Rohn says most young men are running around like the pro- proverbial chickens with their heads cut off, never spending time with their loved ones or anyone they want to build a relationship with. I have been that man. I've been there, got that t-shirt. You wake up, you grind, you handle things, and at the end of the day, there's nothing, right, left for people who really matter in your life. They matter most. Let me ask you something. Those of you listening who are married first, when was the last time you sat down with your wife? No phone, no TV, and asked her how she's really doing? When was the last time you looked a friend or family member, son, daughter, dad, mom, sister, wife, in the eye and asked them sincerely, how are you doing? We say we want relationships, but we don't give them time. You don't grow a garden by walking past every day and nodding. And to segue into the next step, I want to talk about effort, the second ingredient. This one's harder than time because effort means showing up when it's not convenient, right? It means making that phone call when you'd rather scroll. It means driving to men's group when your body says, stay home. The man who called me that night, he wasn't my best friend, not yet. We'd been building our relationship over time, slowly, over lunches, over phone calls, over us being honest when every instinct said, hi, don't tell. That's effort, brother. That's called cultivation. I'm a man of faith, so I want to share this next piece of advice with you because I think it will help. I read in the Bible in Ecclesiastes where the writer says it plainly, two people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Hey, let me tell you this. I fell alone many times. So no judgment from me. No judgment tonight from me. I needed a friend, a relationship with another brother. And because I put in the effort, right? There was someone who took the time and cared when I needed it. So what else was needed, you say? I think Jim wrote about imagination, the third ingredient. This is the one most men miss big time. Jim Rohn says imagination is what turns a patch of dirt into something beautiful. How profound is that? You have to see it before you can build it. So I'll ask, what kind of friendships do you actually want? What kind of husband do you want to be? What kind of father? What kind of son? And what's strange is that most of us never answer these questions. We just drift. And drifting men don't build anything. Imagination is sitting down and saying, I want a friendship where I can tell the truth, right? I want a marriage where she's not afraid of me. She's not afraid to talk about things with me. I want kids who know me, not just know about me. I want my father to know I'm here for him as well. Then what we must do is plant toward that vision. Time plus effort plus imagination. That's the formula, my friend, and it works. So let's get practical here. I'm an inspiring mental health coach and life coach. So I'm going to ask you to grab something to write with. Let's do this. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions to think through. Question one, I'm asking you to rate your relationship right now from 1 to 5. 1 means you're thriving. 5 means barely hanging on. How about your relationship with your spouse, your children, your friendships, men, group, right? Church, community. Be honest. Nobody, right, is going to see this. Only you. Only you going to see it. So stop worrying. Who did you mean to? And the question uh, 3, Jim says most of us are caught up in our reasoning about life. We tell ourselves we're we're too busy, right? We'll do it next week, right? We probably don't want to hear from me anyway. They don't want to hear from me anyway. What's the story you're telling yourself that keeps you isolated? I want to know. Let's take an action step this week. Call someone and ask, how are you doing? Don't text them. I'm serious. Call them and just ask them that question and listen. No fixing, no advice, just listen. Your ears, that's all they need. The takeaway of this video is that the person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. And 3 are even better. A triple braided cord is not easily broken. You, a brother, and God, that's the cord, my brother. Isolation is the enemy. And the enemy wants you alone, silent, and convinced nobody would understand. Don't give the enemy that ground. Remember to use time, effort, imagination. That's how you cultivate the relationships that will hold you up when everything else gives way. All the coaching questions I just asked you are in the description below. I want you to, if you get time, come back to them when you can. There are also books you can purchase on my down in the description. Jim Rohn's book is there. I get a little residual from that as an affiliate. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel, like, leave a comment with your answers. Listen, let's build this together. I'm William Gill. This is Rescue the One. You will never walk alone again. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.